Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the free-to-play challenge, and this time we're completing the ESBR, this being the Extreme Int versus the Super Tech, thank you, just trying to get it right, Extreme Super Battle Road. Now, of course, pretty tough, it's always tough when you're trying to do free-to-play runs. One thing you always battle with is damage. So you're always going to battle with damage because the thing is ultimately at the end of the day, you always have low leader skills. So you're always running a lower lead. You're never, like running a high lead or running a super high lead above like 130% or anything. And that can be, a hindrance. It can be something that's quite difficult, obviously, to handle, and it can be a hindrance to you and your team. Now the thing is, obviously that reduces your damage, which tends to make stages take a while. When stages take a while, you're more prone to taking damage, and so the risk of failure is pretty high, at least or higher than usual. Now, of course, it's still a lot of fun and still super interesting to do these challenges. The Extreme Int one is probably one of the easier ones. So, firstly, you have a great friend lead that you can use in the form of Int Cell, especially after his Extreme's Awakening. Really good. Lots of great stuff about him. Number one being his leader skill, 130% Extreme Int type is really good. But he also covers quite a few of our characters with his full lead as well, which is great. But he himself is awesome in the SBR and ESBR because he gains attack and defense based on how many enemies he's facing. Generally speaking, he ends up being really strong and just in general quite a strong, helpful unit when it comes to completing these free-to-play challenges. So it's a really, really good kind of like friendly to have, and those do tend to help out a lot. On the team build side, so in terms of our lead, we're using the Metal Cooler Army, 130% Extreme type lead, available from the Battlefield shop. A good unit, a artificial life form support. Unfortunately, the EZA came a little bit too late to say physical LR Metal Cooler, but they're still very useful for anything from Ultimate Clash to this ESBR right here, to even semi-hard content, or semi-late game content like the Realm of the Gods event, etc. So pretty good stuff, I would say, overall. Alongside them, obviously the other free-to-play LR that we're using is going to be the LR Babadi. A really good unit that brings a ton of great utility. So we've got his standby skill, we've got his support, we've got his stunning, we've got his sealing, and in general also a pretty good statistical unit. Like good stats just in general for us, like as a team and the way we run, just a good kind of stat stick unit. Good performance, good numbers, a little bit inconsistent on key, but he links up really well with the Int Deborah, who's from the Baba shop. So Int Deborah from the Baba shop, also a couple 100,000 Baba points, but a good unit. Really nice, obviously supports the Int typing in general, but is great here. He has stunning as well from his passive. He synergizes really good with the Babadi and Deborah unit, and he's also got really strong after super defense. So a really good unit in general. That's honestly really quite fun to use. So yeah, really good and just consistent as well. Alongside him, we also have the Int Omega Shinra, or Shadow Dragon Legion, I should say, and they're also pretty solid. They're a nice team, quite consistent, good unit, nice kind of capabilities in terms of debuffing and everything. They don't do too much else. We don't have a lot of GT bosses for them to kind of riff off of, but after super defense is good, especially after ultra super, and just overall they're nice to have. They also again help to buffer our stats. Remember, we don't have a lot of HP because we're running under a lower lead. So when you can get big stat, high HP LR units, they tend to help because of just the fact that they really kind of boost that overall health pool and give us a bit more health to play with. And then yeah, we have the Int Captain Ginyu, also a pretty interesting unit, pretty good. He actually gains damage reduction if he is facing 2 or more enemies, which makes him a nice solid pick for this ESPR, especially when you consider that he has ceiling on his super attack. He tends to be pretty strong as kind of like a wholesale utility tank. I'm not saying he's exceptional at it, but he does a good job. And I think overall he's really good from that aspect, in terms of his overall performance. Now, of course, no kind of Int character run is complete without the Super Strike 16. So Super Strike 16 is really, really powerful. He gains 60% damage reduction when his guard is activated. And as you can imagine, whenever you're an Int type playing against tech types, your guard is activated all the time. So he's very, very good. Really just a stable pick that provides such good defensive foundation for our team that we just really don't have any major issues. So yeah, really nice from that perspective. He really shines. He's like such a great utility pick so many times for so many stages. Like anytime you can get his guard to proc, or get him to just be a solid defensive unit, I really just find him to be super duper impressive. And yeah, honestly, he does kind of make the team function really nicely, and just brings everything together nicely. It's always good to have these kind of defensive stalwarts that hold fort and just let you kind of build off of them. You don't really have to worry about him. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to cater to him. He can just do his thing. As long as he's getting hit by attacks, he's basically sorted. So yeah, honestly speaking, this team ran really smoothly. Obviously we're using items because we do have lower stat values, lower health pool, and yeah, just to play it safe. But yeah, it's a very strong team. Personally, I enjoyed using it. It was a lot of fun for me. There was just some nice units here that I think from a free-to-play perspective are really good. Int Tabora is really good. Int Babadi and Tabora is really good. Int Molecular Army is really good. Int Super 16 is really good. A lot of the really good free-to-play picks sit in Extreme Int, and I think that's really cool. Like, it's a really nice, cohesive free-to-play team comparative to some of the other free-to-play teams that we've used. I think it overall sits in a good space. Without being too tedious, I think the pacing was good as well. Like I said, these can tend to take a little while. Like, usually I'll actually skip footage because sometimes it just takes so long. Like, they'll take like upwards of 14 minutes to do a run with a free-to-play team. But this one, no, it went fine. Everything ran perfectly fine. Everything ran smoothly. Honestly, wasn't scared at any point in time. So yeah, if you are wondering if you can do ESPR, you can definitely do ESPR free to play. That is definitely a possibility. But yeah, I think overall the Int free to play team is really quite good. Like really quite good. And I think they synergize super well together. And you know what, I think at the end of the day, it was actually one of the more fun free-to-play runs I've done. They are interesting challenges, but like I said, the tedium is in the lack of stats. So you are always grinding, hoping for crits, hoping for big damage. This team, it didn't feel like that. This team felt good, felt cohesive. Damage was up there. Not, at the same level if we'd used like double cells or anything. But yeah, pretty fun team. That's gonna be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. So as always, until then, take care, stay safe, and yeah, if you need any more queries or any more help, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.